Been a while since you felt like this. Been a while since you felt like this. Been a while since you felt like this. There must be something wrong. Been a while since you felt like this. Been a while since you felt like this. Been a while since you felt like this. There must be something wrong. I guess I thought. I guess I thought. I guess I thought. I guess I thought. Been a while since you felt like this. Been a while since you felt like this. Been a while since you felt like this. There must be something wrong. I guess I felt. Been a while since you felt like this. Been a while since you felt like this. Been a while since you felt like this. There must be something wrong.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ostrava, Czech Republic, Day 2 with event number 2. In week number 2 on the ICU Junior Grand Prix, I'm Ted Barton along with Mark Hanreddy. Now, Mark, we have the Pairs Free program coming up. We have a Chinese team in the lead again, because last week they won.
Yes, it's amazing to see this Chinese dominance thus far in the Junior Grand Prix. And Zhang and Feng currently have a 5-point lead coming into this free skate. So they are the likely favourites to take the title. But underneath them, lots of teams in very close proximity of scores, making for an exciting competition to come.
The first medal event here in week number 2, the Pairs Free program starts right now. Welcome back, everyone, to Ostrava, Czech Republic, day number 2. The first medal event. I'm Ted Barton along with Mark Hanreddy as we do a flyover outside the arena. We'll enter this arena in just a moment. Of course, Mark, this arena has hosted European Figure Skating Championships, World Hockey Championships. It's really a beautiful building.
Yeah, it really is quite remarkable. And I actually need to double check the age of the building, but whatever age that it is in incredible condition, and it's just really well maintained, really well looked after, and I think that's enhanced by the organising committee's commitment to making sure that this looks as top quality as it possibly can for this event.
As we take a look at the officials for this event, we thank them for all that they do for an event like this, and also development of skating in their own country, of course. So the Pairs Free program, it's been interesting. We've talked about it, that the depth is getting, that the level is getting deeper. We see 15 teams here. I believe in Ankara we'll have 15 teams as well. It's really good to see.
Yes, and again, and just you, Ted, obviously are, having spent so many years on the Junior Grand Prix, aware of the ups and downs of the general standards. For me, as I've mentioned before, didn't compete as a pair skater, so for me I'm just akin to the very best in the senior world standing. So I've been mindful and aware that even in seniors there was a bit of a difference in the standard. There was a period of time where throw quadruple jumps from the likes of Zhujian and Hongbo Zhao and Pang and Tong and even Megan Duhamel at Radford, they were becoming increasingly commonplace and considered perhaps a bit of a prerequisite to be of the top tier. And then that has tapered off, but there's a new building emerging scene in the senior ranks, and it seems to be the case in the juniors as well.
Yeah, there was a time in the past that there would be 1 or 2 teams at the very top, way above the abilities of the rest of the team, but that is not so anymore. It's a deeper field, and we're seeing stronger new teams come in. Now, we don't know where that's going to take them, of course, but it's really encouraging. We've seen enough of this. I mean, just 2 years ago, you wouldn't see a triple twist, and you wouldn't see throw triples. They were throw doubles. No. But now you see throw triples, you see side-by-side double axles and some triples, you see the triple twist regularly. That's encouraging. And in some cases, some good quality as well.
And even, as we look at Zarah, Moudden, and Lapsky, they had side-by-side double axle, they have a throw triple salco, and they're in this first group of 4 different groups. So it's like I said to you, perhaps earlier in the week, that if any of these teams had been following the Junior Grand Prix for the past 2 seasons, they might have then been expecting a different result. But, unbeknown to them, perhaps, over the course of the last 2 off seasons, things have escalated, and now the prerequisite requirements are a little bit more technical.
And you're going to see 10 elements There'll be 2 lifts. There'll be 2 throws. There'll be side-by-side elements as well, a death spiral, pair combination spin. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of technical elements. Now, we mentioned before, the elements take a long time in pair to develop, usually the length of the rink. Not a lot of time for interpretation and storytelling. That's one of the differences between pair skating and ice dancing. It's more technical than it would be performance-based, at least at this stage in junior.
And it was interesting. This morning I was chatting to Andre Otterek and just asking him about some of the we were discussing the off-ice training that the pair skaters do and the level of strength required, and it was fascinating to hear about some of the feats in regards to the weights that some of the male pair skaters can push and can lift, and that, you know, a different kind of off-ice training that is necessary for the disciplines required in this sport.
Yeah, and I would say that the strength of a pair skater, a male pair skater, is more for safety as opposed to getting the lift up, because that is timing. You know, timing gets that lift up, but strength maintains the stability and the safety of that lift.
Yeah, it's so true, because the skaters have the challenge of being not just physically strong, but then they want to be lean to make run-throughs easier, because obviously the less mass there is to push round, then the easier it is to survive the 3.5 minutes of extreme physicality of a long program run-through.
Exactly. Now, do we have any questions that have come in?
Well, opportunity now at the start of this event to extend an invitation and a request, indeed, to questions from those of you that are viewing. We would love to hear from you. We'd love to hear. And I raised the bar to our amazing social media team just to see what kind of prize can we give to the best question over the course of this Junior Grand Prix.
Yeah, and let us know where you're watching from. We haven't heard that yet, so interested in that as well.
But during the course of the Rhythm Dance event, which was the first competition to start the second day of competition, we had a question in from @Lulu_P asking, do we like Ostrava?
Well, I like Europe in general. It doesn't matter which city you go to, they always have an old part. And the old part has great restaurants.
Yep.
And it's so charming. It's really represents the history of that area. It might be a small piece because, of course, they didn't have big cities in hundreds of years ago. So, yeah, absolutely. I love Ostrava. We enjoyed Riga. My favorite little city in Europe, my favorite little city in Europe is Ljubljana. And you're going there as the one I missed this year.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Looking forward to that. I think that's the penultimate stop in the Junior Grand Prix series this year.
It's week number 6. Yeah, it's a charm.
And then next question coming in from @GabryS1AA. What is your favorite competition?
What does that mean? Competition like series or?
Maybe. So, I mean, for me, I think it's very exciting to see the World Championships.
Yeah.
What I have not had the pleasure of seeing is an Olympic Games.
Yeah, the World Championships is something very special. It's the ultimate. It's what every athlete, aims towards us. Well, the Olympics as well. But the Olympic Games is something you cannot explain. You can talk about it. You can do movies about it. You can do everything about it. But until you're in that environment, I don't mean just the figure skating arena, in the town where the Olympics is, it's hard to describe exactly the environment and what it is. It collects all cultures and all athletes and coaches, and the Olympic Games is the dream of all of those people, and few people make it. And when you're there, you feel that. Okay, let's get going. Paris free program, first medal event here on week 2 in the Junior Grand Prix.
First to skate, representing France, Clelia Liget-Latus,
Allan Daniel Fisher just seeing that block of ice that I've spotted in the warm-up as well, clearing this Olympic-sized ice rink for their program. Clelia Liget-Latus and Allan Daniel Fisher. Clelia, Liget-Latus, and Allan Daniel Fisher complete their free program, the first team to compete.
And now, they have some really good skills.
Yes.
That was a scary come down on the lift. We'll take a look at that in replay because no one was hurt, and you'll see how he worked to try to save it as best he could.
Yeah, Allan has qualified for a couple of US Junior Nationals in singles, so obviously a very competent single skater, relatively new to the discipline, and just seeing him coming off the ice, gesturing to his wrist, hope he is okay.
Yeah, and feeling bad that it happened. And there is triple Sakos to start the program. Just going, this is the first team out. Side-by-side triple sows, wow, that level is getting better. There's side-by-side double axles, and a turnout, of course, a little mucking around there. Here's the throw double sow out. Watch the riding of the edge. Great extension by.
And he worked hard to lock out the elbows on this first of the two lifts. You could already see the effort.
And it's new. You can see it's new to him, lifting and turning as we see this lift in here. We'll just take a look at what happened here. Watch his feet. See if there gets... Oh, right there. Yeah, he just caught his edge. That's okay. Good job in getting between the ice and his partner to, to lessen the blow. So, wow, that was less than it appeared first time.
And when we see that throw double loop and that gorgeous landing position from Clelia, I think the team has so much potential, and that recognized by John Zimmerman and Sylvia Fontana, their coaching staff. And they, as I mentioned in the short program, are conscious of the longevity of the team, and I think they've only just formed in April. What they've done to be ready for this event is incredible, and I just need to make sure that they're injury-free to amass enough run-throughs and time to showcase what is a great foundation of potential.
Yeah, you cannot judge the book by its cover here. On this day, there's some glitches on the cover. You saw some mistakes. But if you read past the cover and take a look deep inside, beautiful extensions, beautiful landing position. She knows how to check out in the air. He's got some work to do on lifting in turns and whatnot, but they've got a lot of skill. This is going to be a team that we will see mature and develop in a very, very positive way. This is the first team out. They're near the bottom of the heap, and look how good they are, right?
And the quality of the side-by-side triple Sako indicates they have already a comfort in their own skills individually to bring to the team.
Very encouraging what we see here. So we take a look at the scores, 60.98 for the free program. They are the first team out. They'll have a total competition score of 93.69. They know that's not what they're capable of doing, obviously. Be a little bit disappointed in that, but it's good to invest in this team because they have all the skill.
Worthy.
Yeah.
On the ice, representing Spain, Ines Moudden and Alejandro Garcia.
And now to Ines Moudden and Alejandro Lazaro Garcia. Their free program inspired by the concept of a circus doll. Well, we have referenced the challenges for the pair skaters to portray a theme and a storyline with the elements that they have, and yet Ines, Moudden and Alejandro Lazaro Garcia from Spain definitively did that, and I'm so pleased that despite that mistake in the side-by-side in the short program.
Yeah, that was really nice to see,
well.
because you don't often see that. They clearly had a theme that carried it all the way through, even with those long developing elements that everyone has to do. Great start here.
And what a difference to the French team that opened. Not as much as we see this split double twist, not as much individual element difficulty in regards to the side-by-sides or the throw.
And that was a very difficult entry. I wish I could slow that down again, but we won't. It's a backward entry for the woman, and she has to put her hand behind her, and there was a skate there as well. So lots going on in that Group 5 reverse lift. It's worth the most. It's the most risky, if you will. There's the throw double flip, and that was really nicely done. Positive GOE, just a little bit. Here's the Group 4 lift, hand in hand, straight up. Now watch the rotation going clockwise. Has to stop the momentum and go back the other direction. It's a feature. And then there's the change of position, the change of hold. And pretty good turns, a little bit of snow here and there, but this is just junior early on. And that was nice and stable and nice and strong. More flow, more speed will help. There's a forward inside death spiral. This is really a nice death spiral, and you'll see the death spiral is much better today than yesterday, because yesterday's was the back outside.
Yeah.
That's one of the most difficult.
Very few of the back outside death spirals were called. Forward inside death spiral, much easier to call. But I love the fact that the end position showcased that concept that they had, so the presentation and composition.
She's going, get me up, get me up.
I'm done. And this team, when I asked, wanted to give special thanks to their parents, without whom it wouldn't be possible. And so we thank their parents too, because we've enjoyed it and we're grateful that they've supported them being here at the Junior Grand Prix again.
Yeah, absolutely. 72.37 for the free program. That is first, just second team out with a 105.78 for the competition, and that puts Ines and Alejandro currently in a first place. A number of teams to come, but great job, mission accomplished, experience gained.
Next to skate, representing Great Britain, Zarah.
So 2 seasons ago, Alex Lapsky competed at the Junior Grand Prix as an ice dancer. Here now with his partner Zarah competing in the pairs discipline, and they'll skate to Seoul Bossa Nova.
say that Zarah is very fearless.
Yes. Yes.
You can see her, love of doing this. It's thrilling, and she's not afraid. She doesn't back off.
Definitely. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah. Her mom a pair skater, of course, for many years, and took a big amount of time off, came back later in life and competed at the world level.
And I think I was as nervous for her mom, knowing her mom as well as I was for them, and so daunting to be parent and coach at the same time. And there were so many aspects that were great within this in regards to their Austin Powers theme, and the couple already committed to the interpretation, still so new to the big pairs elements, and you can see footwork issues on the split twist. But I have confidence that the team, with the coaching staff that they have, will go on to great stuff.
Yeah,
not the success that they did in the short program with the throw salco.
Yeah, the mechanics are there. There's on a big lean. It's a huge throw. Locked elbows here, coming down off that group 4 lift. And there, later in the program, I guess, is the group 4. No, this is group 3. They have it in as. And looked like she was going to change position a little earlier and just played it safe and came down without any further movements.
And when we're talking about the off-ice training that I mentioned with Andre Otterek, Alex, just with repetition and mileage, those incredible feats, the 2 lifts in the juniors, 3 in the seniors, just more mileage, more repetition, such that the strength has developed and the stamina developed to be able to commit to those at the end of the program.
And you said a little earlier that they've only been skating since...
This team, this team hasn't been together long, and they've been faced with a whole lot of challenges as well. Ice rink closures, surgeries. But like I say, I have every confidence with the team that they've got behind them that they could have a bright future, and they could be able to exploit the pairs' discipline in their nation. And they'll be disappointed now because it's nowhere near the qualification score for Junior Worlds that they aspire to achieve. But hopefully this will have fueled them, even though right now it feels frustrating.
101.52 that puts them into second place at the moment. You can see, disappointment in where they're at because they're chasing a goal and they're not there yet.
From Germany, Aliyah Ackermann and Tobija.
And there is a look at the start order for group number 2, taking to the ice right now for their 6-minute warm-up.
And as we head into this group, grateful to those of you that have sent in more questions. And the incoming question from @it's_Charlie09. Do you think that Flora Schaller has potential? I think Flora Schaller is the best. Well, I love that. I love that we're in the previous warm-up group, somebody had asked of us, do the skaters appreciate their fans? I think Flora Schaller has found a fan, and that is brilliant. And it was interesting, I was chatting to Severin Kiefer, who's part of the coaching staff for Flora, and he's involved with Skate Salzburg, as is his sister Julia, and there seems a real conscientious effort from Skate Salzburg and the Austrian Federation to continue to support the athletes. There's a twin pad facility there. They're hoping to make there's a partially outdoor rink as part of their facility that is funding likely to make that a twin pad facility indoor as well, and that's just testament to the support that they have. So Flora, who we will see compete later on today, has an exciting future within the support network that she's got.
Yeah, and I think every athlete, I mean, this sounds kind of funny because they're not all the same standard as we see them here, but I think every athlete has potential. It depends on the resources, the amount of desire.
Yes.
A little bit of luck with not too many, injuries, and with the right training. So there's so many factors that go into making a person, in this case an athlete, the best that they personally can be. And many of these athletes are at different stages of the journey. I think they all have potential. Given everything being equal, then you would see the difference in the natural talent at the end, right?
Yes.
But along the way, you won't necessarily see that because some have the advantage of more time, perhaps more financial resources, more ability to travel around and compete. Their growth is matching their sort of skill development as well. There's so many factors in the life and in the sport that need to align themselves to develop that full ability. So they all have potential. Just
I was just thinking about other pair skaters that I've seen that have gone on to become world champions that I think I would not necessarily have thought would be the optimal natural talent.
Totally.
But they've had the desire, the certainty, the belief, the work ethic, and an environment that has created.
The biggest muscle that you possess in your body is your heart. And no one can measure that, because it's not about the size of it physically. It's about that in this heart and mind, coming together. So I've seen some athletes you say, well, really, I wouldn't say they wouldn't make it, but I would say it's going to be a tough journey. And they face that journey, and they prove to themselves and to everyone else. And some people have natural abilities, and they just don't have as big a heart. And it's okay. It's their choice. It's their choice. It's not a problem with not having a big, wanting to do all you have to do. But those great stories of those athletes in any sport that surpass the expectations are because of the size of their heart and their will to do whatever they have to be at the top.
Love those stories. We've had another brilliant question in. If you could pair one guy and one girl from singles skating to do pairs, who would it be? I should caveat that. There's immediately a skater that springs to mind who's a brilliant single skater. So, and that's not to suggest that he'd be any better in pairs, but I think Dennis Vasiliev from Latvia would make a really good pair skater.
I think there are skaters in each one of the disciplines that would also be able to be successful in another discipline. So I wouldn't want to pick one person because that indicates, well, that the others aren't, or that is, or whatever. I think that, but again, it comes down to your heart. A person who loves to perform and is just really musical, they might have the ability. I mean, look at Piper and Paul. He did triple Lutzes. Good single skater, really, really good single skater, right? But he went to the dance route. So the abilities are greater than the discipline that we see them in.
And of course, could have been considered pairs. It's easier to pick retired skaters. Okay. So Satoko Miyahara.
Yes, totally.
I love watching her, and I think she would have made a great pair skater.
And there are a number of skaters that I see in our country and at our rink that I'm going, they would be absolutely perfect for dance. Beautiful soft knees, performance, but their love of flight, and the challenge of landing a jump just completely outweighs what others would have common sense. Oh, you're a natural dancer.
I think I probably should have switched to dance much earlier, but I wanted to be a free skater.
Yeah, and there you go. Do what you want.
Do what you want. And great to hear in regards to those of you that we have asked as to where you are watching this Junior Grand Prix from at ALG LTU. I'm watching from Lithuania, and we need to host another European Championship. Now, I was working on another project at the time, and so I was busy when the European Championships took place, but I kept hearing so many amazing reports about the energy in Kaunas, Lithuania at the European Championships in January from an incredibly positive review.
It was outstanding, and I have to say from a production perspective, what we saw on television was one of the best coverages. It captured everything, the emotion and the building. And this is not easy to do when a director's sitting there and he's looking at screens of 25 different camera angles or whatever. It's all there for you. But if you pick the wrong one, you don't get the best result. It was brilliant work, and by all people, and setting that up and executing. And it was a late start on that, and the ISU and the local organizing had to get through all the things. But that was really wonderful to watch. Okay, Lithuania, go for it again.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing Germany.
And now to the first of two back-to-back German teams competing in the pairs free skate here in Ostrava. Aliyah Ackermann and Tobija Arms. And then another one of the teams is benefiting from the changes in the age criteria for junior pairs this year, and wonderful to see them back this year with increased technical difficulty as well.
Mark, I just wanted to mention with this team, I think this was a really good choice of music because the pace of the music matched the stage of development. They didn't rush them. You know, sometimes you can have music that makes you crazy and goes too fast. This was just perfect. There's lots of things to work on, but I felt safe because they weren't racing too much. They're not at that stage yet. They can go too fast on things. So, anyways, good choice of music.
And I really love the opening, the musicality of the opening, the program, setting the scene. Can be very clear. Two different choreographers listed: Benjamin Stefan, ice dancer from Germany, and Maria Tomanovska-Shaika. I'm not sure who did short and who did free, but really enjoyed this.
And this is working right with the phrasing of the music, and they took their time, so that was well done. There's the triple twist that comes in at level 1. So 1 out of the 4 features. There's the triple Salchow landing. What is that on the landing? No, they've given it to her. That's good. Group 4 lift. They want to point the toes out, spread the legs just a little bit more, and for him to have a little bit smoother turns, although that's a pretty good hip axle lift. A little loss of balance on the dismount. And there's the throw, double loop, good running edge there, no problem. And a little bit stiff in the knees for Tobija. Just want to have a little bit better skating skills there. That forward inside death bar, we talked about that. They're going to be better in the free program. Back outside was difficult for the short program, but not bad.
Yeah, and I think I really sense and I'm aware of increased comfort in the team. I remember watching them at the Junior Grand Prix before, and it just looked more tense. Perhaps, like you say, enhanced by this music choice this year. But what I think is so really brilliant here is that Aliyah and Tobija, there's a 6-year age gap between the team, and yet they're continuing to support one another season upon season. And now this, I think, their 3rd season at the Junior Grand Prix. And I'm just so glad that they're here and they've stuck together, and that there's such a camaraderie, as you can see here shared in the
And the interesting thing is that the age gap isn't necessarily, in my mind, not related only to numbers. It is to a more mature younger person or a person that develops a little bit later. Is their connection as two individual people. So, and I think this is, this is closer than perhaps the age gap, the numbers anyways. So it's good. Good start, 68.23 for Aliyah and Tobija. That's 2nd in the free program with a total competition score of 108.38. And that'll put them currently into 1st place, at least at this stage of the competition.
And now to another team benefiting from the age changes. Katalin, Janne, Salatzki and Lukas Roeseler, a team who compete both junior and senior, and there are moments of real senior quality within this team, and hopefully they'll have success with the 10 elements in their junior free skate here in Ostrava. James Bond theme. I think much better than 7 days ago for Katalin, Jan, Salatzki and Lukas Roeseler. They won't have had any training time, but it does seem like perhaps lessons learned from their experience in Riga, Latvia. And I think they're en route, hopefully, to a new PB.
Yeah, you know, and there's some really good skills. You can see they're strong. The throws are strong. And even this side-by-side jumping, although they were a little messy today, but they can do that. You can see it. This is simply mileage and confidence gained by competing. And we saw it better now because they skated last week in Riga. So let's take a look at some of the elements here. Just a little glitch there right off the top. Here's the twist. There's the split. Hands to the side. Double twist. That is in at level 4. So good quality, good GOE scores. And the side-by-side triple Salchows was supposed to be, but unfortunately Caitlin did a double. There's the double axles. This got a little messy. Good start to the hit single or double axle into single, and then that got a little.
And better though than last week where they didn't get the two single axles. So
true. There's that group 5 reverse flip. I always want to slow that down, but I'm always talking too quickly. That's such a difficult entry, and you can see here it doesn't carry a lot of flow. The best lifters and the seniors will carry the turns all the way through very firmly, and the woman doesn't move at all, and every transition is smooth. And this is still just a little choppy here and there. There's the throw triple loop 2-foot landing, and we talked about that last week, needing to get that foot off the ice pretty soon, otherwise that's going to be too much of a habit. Here is the triple flip throw, great height, good technique in the takeoff, once again landing on 2 feet. And that might be their intention at the moment at some point. There's the forward inside desk bar, really good reach out by him, and then pulls her back in. That centrifugal force allowing this to go around at least full 2 times, and that is in at a level, what is it there? 3, okay.
And so then considering, level 3 on the death spiral, the mechanics of the twist, really good to have that level 4. Both throws, although 2-footed landings, were monstrously big. They've obviously both got good double axle and I'm sure triple Salchow, so the goods are very much there.
Oh, absolutely. This team's got lots going for them. Season's best, 75, so that's an improvement of 5 points from last week. 75.22, that is first in the free program. The total competition score of 116.07. Caitlin and Lukas take over the lead at this point of the competition.
And good to see Nolan Seeger not just supporting his own team, but also Ackermann in arms for Florian Just. And that's great to see the support from the different German pair coaches for the other team, just demonstrating an eagerness to push the discipline forwards for all the German pair skaters.
On the ice, representing Israel, Sofia, Enkina, Nikita, Kovalenko.
And so now to the Israeli team of Sofia, Enkina, and Nikita Kovalenko. As the German team are urged to stay put, but there they are. Sofia, Enkina, Nikita Kovalenko. And they will skate to the Umbrellas of Cherbourg by Michel Legrand. Sofia, Enkina and Nikita Kovalenko. And there's a gap in my awareness, Ted, when Junior Worlds happened, but I remember, I think, their first Junior Grand Prix event, and at that time it hadn't been long since Nikita had made the transition from being a participant at Junior Grand Prix in singles to then competing in the pairs discipline, and then you could see the real struggle with the second lift later in the free program. Here you can see, although it's still quality-wise not covering as much speed and ice coverage, immeasurably more comfort with the pairs elements.
Yeah, and there's no question this team has grown into this discipline. Very strong in some of the aspects, and some still yet to be worked on. Here's the double axles. Nice, right up into this another double axle. Well done. A little bit of a wrap for Sofia, and that is a problem that triple salchow. You see the legs are just a little open, so the rotation's slower. Here is that throw salchow. Watch what happens here. See the legs are not tight, and that leg is wrapped right around the landing foot. Can't get out quick enough, push back to stabilize the landing. So, but she did correct that on the throw triple loop. That's a little bit later in the program. See some nice Ina Bauer here. Spread eagle into Ina Bauer.
And great to see that little flourish of artistry there, little acknowledgement.
And the lifts go, he's so strong. You want to feel that that it's effortless in the feet, and it's still, you know, a little bit of a struggle. It's not a criticism, it's just this, where he is in the development. There's a throw triple loop. See how the leg unravels and got back soon enough? Still a little bit wrapped. You want to tighten that up a bit, but here's the forward inside death spiral. This was pretty good. There's the pivot. There's one, and there is 2 revolutions. And that is a level 2 for that event, or for that element.
Evgeny Krasnopolsky joins them in the kiss and cry. And it was interesting, we had seen initially the score was going to be surpassing the 80-point marker, which is, I'm sure, a big goal for this team, having scored so close to that at World Juniors last season. But the double axle, the second double axle in the sequence, has been reviewed as a quarter rotation short. And the triple salchow on the side-by-sides has been deemed as an under rotation, so that's pulled them just down below that.
And that goes back to that rotation position. You know, that free leg, if it gets wrapped, sometimes the knee is just a little loose, and you let that free leg, as the centrifugal force in rotation, just unravels that leg, and it gets wrapped around the landing leg, and it's a further distance to unravel and push it back. And if you're slow on that action, well, it's a problem.
But they have such great support from their federation and their coaches. And as I mentioned in this short program, many of the skaters representing Israel live and train together in Montclair, New Jersey, in the United States of America, and all living and experiencing the same challenges of being an elite athlete at this high level of competition. I think that can't be anything but a great support to one another.
The free program score for Sofia and Nikita, 78.22. That is first in the free program. The total competition score of 120.68, and they'll take over the lead at this stage of the competition. There is a look at your leaderboard, top 5 so far in the event.
On the ice, representing Hungary, Nora Mozes Berei.
And now to the Hungarian team of Nora, Marleen, Rothenbuehler, and Mozes, Jozsef, Berei. energy at the end of the program to a piece of music that is important to Nora, Marleen, Rothenbuehler and Mozes, Jozsef, Berei, Hungarian song for this Hungarian pair team who hope to perform this cleanly in a few months' time when the Junior World Championships are held in their home country of Hungary.
Yeah, they have some really nice basic. They're a good matched team for sure. He obviously is a little bit more powerful than her at this stage, so he can pull her off center. We saw that a couple times throughout this program. But she has beautiful extensions and run to the edge. There's a couple of mistakes, obviously. Watch this opening. It was really a nice start to the program as we see the twist, double twist, and she over-rotates a little bit, and he doesn't bring her down right on the feet.
A little late on the catch.
Exactly, and there's the group 5 axle lift. The one hand, she grabs the blade. Those are features, and that group 5 is in at a level 4. So all 4 features with a plus GOE as well, so some good points there. There's the throw, double Salchow. She's right on top of that foot on the landing, carries good speed on the floor. The same thing with the loop here, right over the hip.
And as we saw with the Israeli team, as we see them enter into their group 3 lift at a level 4, much like others, Mozes has competed at the Junior Grand Prix before, but in a different discipline as a single skater. And I think we've been asked the question as to what makes an optimal team, and certainly Mozes appears to be statuesque in his presence and very well suited to this discipline.
Yeah, he really is, and he'll get more comfortable every time out, of course, and the team will grow, will bond together and skate more like one. This is the early stages, and you can see some great skills.
Yes.
But more will come.
And Severin keeper, the keeper, just doing a great job in promoting their skaters and supporting their skaters.
78.31, first in the free program with a 121.11. That'll put them in first place as we will go to an ice resurfacing now with the final 2 groups about to enter their programs into this competition. Nice job. Lots of talent. The depth is so much better than a couple years ago. I'm so impressed with that. Mark, what do we have coming up?
Well, during this ice resurface, you can see us 2 numpties, Ted and Mark's must-watch moments, but we're trying to be very serious when we relayed some of the brilliant highlights from the event in Riga last week. And then, talking of those highlights, chance to look at the winner interview from Zhang and Huang, the Chinese pair team who won that event, and they will be waiting, I'm sure, to see whether or not their Chinese dominance last week will be continued here by another team. And the final video will be that of the backstage fun and games from Istanbul on the 2023 stop of the Junior Grand Prix.
Lots of fun coming up. We'll be back. Stay with us. Hello everyone, welcome to our very first episode of Must Walk. We're here in Liget-Latus, week 1 of the Junior Grand Prix 2024. I'm Ted Barton along with Mark Conradi. We're going to first of all talk a little bit about the champions here in Riga. What about the pairs and dance?
We've just witnessed the win of Noemi Mariatali and Noah Lafornara, who are the first Italian ice dance team to win gold at the Junior Grand Prix in 17 years. And they gave us a chat afterwards, and they explained a little bit of a key to their success, perhaps, insofar as they have run 7 run-throughs in one day. That's their record, and that's an indication of how hard-working they are, and so therefore very deserving of the success that they enjoyed here.
I heard them say that 7 run-throughs. I couldn't believe it. 7 run-throughs?
And for those that are listening that do run-throughs, they'll know that's insane. Back-to-back run-throughs, a double run-through is would probably strike the fear of anything into most skaters. To do 7 is just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's incredible. Let's move on to the women. Mao Shimada from Japan wins another Junior Grand Prix event, of course. She's had so much success over the past 2 years, 2-time world junior champion. So it's really quite remarkable. And I thought, in watching the practice sessions, would she be able to maintain that type of intensity and desire? She's already won 2 world championships, and she's got to come back to juniors in another year. And she did. She was absolutely brilliant in the short program. Had a couple mistakes in the free program with the triple axel going down and the quad toe as well. The rest was absolutely outstanding. So she's back on track for sure. What about the pairs?
Well, the pairs event was won by Zhang and Huang, Chinese team, and we've seen such an amazing Chinese dynasty that has been in the senior events, but we haven't seen a Chinese team do so successfully in the juniors, and that's a really exciting thing for the future of that discipline in that country.
Yeah, that was an incredible performance by them, and they were thrilled with that, of course. And the pairs event itself was much better, much stronger, much deeper.
Yeah, excited to see how that will evolve over the next 6 weeks.
Now, in the men's, we had Sena Takahashi from Japan, won with a 2:29.66. 14 years old. He just stormed onto the Junior Grand Prix scene. It was incredible. He's powerful, he's fast, he's ever so quick, and what a personality as well.
And he just seemed so confident being the last skater, and he just seemed so assured in the knowledge that he was going to go clean again and take the title.
And the reaction and the kiss and cry just sort of said it all. You'll take a look at that, that's for sure. Now let's talk a little bit about our must-watches, your favorite performances other than the champions.
Well, for me, it's always interesting to see new skaters, and the performance by Anna Gerke from Germany really impressed me, not just because of the quality that she showcased, but also because we were able to see an insight into the warm-up, which was not good. And this 13-year-old then went out and absolutely delivered, and I just was really impressed and excited to see a new skater on the scene and one with such quality.
And I'll take one here, Nikita Shaiko of Israel in the short program. He skated to Schindler's List. And although we've seen that number, we've heard that music many times, some people make it special. And that just gave me chills. It was heavenly. It was angelic. It was whatever you want to classify that as. It was a very special, particularly watch the end of the program and that knee slide right at the end, bringing it to the last note. It was very special and something you'll want to see.
Then for me, the performance of Yoshida and Ogahara, a Japanese junior ice dance team, one of the youngest teams in the event. And what made that interesting was because they'd taken a Japanese anime piece and they'd styled it out, the costumes were styled, everything about it was so conscientiously delivered. And it's exciting to see our sport have a whole new framework, a whole new theme, a whole new concept, and hopefully that'll attract more and more fans towards the sport.
That was so much fun. That was so independent, individual, innovative. There's something special, that's for sure. And what a brilliant program that Kathy Reed made of that, that's for sure. And for me, Genrik Gartung of Germany technically skated lights out. He did a quad Lutz, he did triple axels. He was amazing, and he moved himself way up in the ranks in that. So that was outstanding. On the other side of the spectrum, of course, Anthony Parody from Canada, writing his own script in life, something absolutely unique and different, something special. He may or may not ever win a medal. I don't know, we'll see. He's challenged a little bit technically at this stage, but creatively, it comes totally from his heart and his soul, and that's something very special to watch. Any last thoughts?
Yeah, completely corroborate all that you've just said, and hopefully that will have excited all the competitors that are yet to perform over the next 6 weeks, and we just can't wait to see what's to come.
Yeah, we're not only going to talk about the champions, but those special performances, those special moments, those special young athletes we're going to mention here on Must Watch. That's it from Riga, week number 1.
Jiaxuan, Yihan, congratulations on winning your first Junior Grand Prix. Now, I understand this is your first competition internationally together. That's correct?
我用说中文吗？可以。首先我很高兴可以代表我的国家来这里参赛，然后这也是我作为我们两个搭伴以来第一次的参加国际的赛事。我很开心可以来到这个地方来比赛。因为不管是这个地方的一些文化，还有这些地方的一些冰场和设施，都让我们非常的喜欢。然后这一次比赛我们发挥的还算是比较理想。
And did you have any expectations or goals coming into the competition?
我们其实来这里的第一目标就是想为国争光吧。代表我的祖国来这里嘛，第一的肯定是为国争光，第二呢就是希望有一个能拿到更好的一个名次，来证明自己吧，因为毕竟是第一次出来比赛嘛，还是希望就是能有一个很好的一个开始，对，起到一个很好的开头的作用。
So you've won your first competition, your first Junior Grand Prix. We're keen to know what are your goals for the rest of the season.
我觉得其实不一定说是每一场比赛都会有可能，都会100%的 100%的会拿到第1名。所以说在每一场比赛吧，还是要去跟自己去较量，而且每一次的比赛遇到对手他也会不一样 ，it's different。所以我觉得还是要是跟自己比，然后把每一个动作都做到最好。
把我们自己的水平都发挥出来，发挥到最好的状态。
Huge congratulations. Now, can you teach me some Chinese? Maybe thank you. I can say thank you.
谢谢。
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 Did it good. Okay. 谢谢. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
This is Mark right here, Mark already. Welcome back to the second JGP in Istanbul. Like, look at this. Nice.
always want to make sure we have our team here to cheer them on.
Welcome back, everyone, to Ostrava. Day number 2 here. Final group, or the final 2 groups in the Paris Free Program medal event. Medals will be presented a little bit later today, Mark.
Yeah, and great to see there. I think the team from Slovakia just demonstrating quality of skating skills, and the Paris discipline arguably will be so dictated by the elements, but indisputably they are quality of fundamental skating skills that separates them already from that which we have seen thus far. And so during this 6-minute warm-up for the penultimate group in the Paris Free Skate, chance to check in with the questions sent in to the International Skating Union, one of which is quite intriguing. If a theme for skating would be a horror movie, which one would you choose and why? I feel like we should ask Rosa. Rosa seems the most educated on horror movies, part of the brilliant media team here.
Mark, we're on air. We can't. We can't. No. Yeah, first of all, I thought the question was going to be, should horror movies be allowed to be portrayed on the ice? Yeah, we've seen a lot of Draculas.
I was just going to say, the go-to safe answer for me.
I think Young Frankenstein would be good.
Yeah.
But that's a comedy, so that doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, the question was, okay, Rosa's here.
Oh, Rosa's here. If a theme for skating would be a horror movie, which one would you choose and why?
And just to give you a bit of background, Rosa's our production crew. She does amazing work, and she loves horror films. We don't know why, but...
but Rosa, alongside the other team, just so brilliant.
Frankenstein? Final Destination. Don't know it. Do you know it?
I'm only aware of it, but we'll just have to ask Rosa for a full detailed analysis of the choreography and concept and costume.
Okay,
we'll come back to you on that one.
Yeah, there'd be probably a lot of blood or something. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, wow, okay, Final Destination, that's the choice. That's our comment.
And then another question coming in, any of our children skate? Well, I was just learning yesterday about the qualities of your daughter and her skating.
Yeah, Katya skated. Yeah, she was, and she did a lot of solo dance. She loved that. She had one of those running edges like Carolina, not like Carolina Costa, but like that. Like just effortless across the ice. Didn't, like jumping, but just didn't take to the air as well, right? So, as many skaters don't. So, she did a lot of solo dance, so that was good, yeah. And you've got a young man in hockey.
Yes, my son likes to play hockey, and I think ignorance is bliss in regards to my awareness of his sporting endeavors. I think it's really challenging for the skaters whose coaches double up as their parents, because really hard to navigate that, command of respect from a child while still teaching them your discipline.
Yes, you're going, well, let's go to the hockey match. It's a hockey game there, Dad. Okay.
Actually, that's what's perhaps easiest for me, is that on a one-to-one situation, I'm amazed at the number of skaters whose coaches are their parents and how they...
Yeah, it's true.
We'll see in the men's event later today the same again. But my son respects me most when I am coaching his hockey team.
Really?
Yeah, he's
in your figure skates.
In my figure skates. Although I do want to get some hockeys. Yeah.
You got to get not hockeys.
Sorry, I knew
hockey
as soon as
skates.
it came out of my mouth, you were going to.
Oh, you got a lot to learn. Okay, what else we got?
No more questions as yet. So, opportunity to request more questions. But another wondrous member of our team here, Yui, is taking some pictures of us as we speak, and thus I suggest I fear that may head online.
Yeah, a little worried about that. I'm not quite sure. Here, let me get out of the frame. Yeah,
we cannot praise enough the team, though. The team here are just brilliant and such good energy. Really
well, they're
positive,
Italians. I mean, come on. Then we have Yui, who's very quiet and very nice and very proper.
So
efficient. And you know how efficient she is? You spilled your coffee during the last group, and who cleaned it up?
And I felt awful, and she didn't even bat an eyelid. She just came straight away with a bar's load of Kleenex tissues and cleaned up my mess while I watched skating sat in my derriere.
Okay.
So I
was
owe
wondering
you.
what all-
In addition, not only, I mean, Yui's brilliant at her actual job, she brought us dinner as well yesterday.
Yeah, and she brought you lunch today. So the thing is, I was talking and I noticed a commotion over on my left side there. Okay, that's enough.
Showing serious lack of professionalism. And on which point, some of the skaters and some of the questions ask us about professional skating. Professional skaters aren't meant to eat in costume, and I'm pretty sure that commentators should not eat beside electronics. So lesson learned.
I mean, pretty sure. You're 3 years into this. It
I'm
takes you
still
that
doing
long
it.
to figure it out. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's get more serious now. We are in group number 3 in the Paris Free program. And we'll find out shortly over the next hour or so that who will take the podium spots, the points towards the Junior Grand Prix final, and the medals home.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing the United States of America, Zarah, Carpenter, and Ignacio
Under 2 points separate all 4 of the pair teams in this group. So plenty of opportunity and potential for the next team, Zarah, Carpenter, and Ignacio Maravilla, to move up in the standings.
Yeah, lots could change.
Ah, good. Nice to see that connection between the team. Carpenter and Maravilla, Saya and Ignacio, known to most as John. And they will be disappointed with their short program because they had a fall in the double axel, and that their strength as both very competent single skaters. As
those are
members
beautiful
of the
double axels in the free program here.
And John was 13th in junior men at US Nationals, so
wow.
That indication of his competency in the singles elements as well.
Yeah, and you can see the team will just get better every time out. Strong skaters, no question. Just learning to skate with each other, beside each other.
And some great, even touches like that. Some of the holes, choreography by, as we see the side-by-side triple sacos into the two single axles. Really well matched.
Yeah, great start to the program. Here's the group 5 axle lift. Difficult entry. There's no change of position or change of hold on that, so that is in at a level 1. And here's the throw triple salchow. This is unfortunately goes down. Breaks at the waist actually before she even hits the ice, so that was unfortunate. Beautiful double axles, great lift off the ice. And there is the group 3 lift.
More flow there than anything that we've seen thus far, I think.
Yeah.
And I was mindful of the fact that throughout the program there were lots of interesting arm holds, interesting variations within the connection between the skaters. So I'm not sure. Pasquale Carmalengo and Jozsef Buckland both listed as choreographers. I'm never quite sure if the skaters put down short program choreographer first.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure either. So you kind of have to roll them into one sentence and hope you get it right. Free program score 81.84. That is first in the free program with a total competition score of 125.23. So Saya and John are currently in first place, and a group hug. A job well done.
Nice smiles and waves.
The job is done now.
Yeah,
the pressure's
relax.
off, and now they can enjoy.
And talking of accomplished single skaters, that's definitely the case for, say, Shimizu and Lukas Tsuyoshi Honda. Both really strong as single skaters.
They've planned side-by-side triple Lutz, double axle. We'll see if that comes off, but wow, that's a big combo.
say Shimizu and Lukas, Tsuyoshi Honda, the concept for this program is that of taking a photograph and living in that one moment, and the choreographer Kathy Reed thought it would complement their natural style, allowing them to focus more on their pair elements. And in terms of their natural style, they do have such elegance.
Well, they're well on their way to moving towards seniors. We saw this team last year, and we knew that they had good side-by-side solo jumps, and they performed that here as well. But we see the pair skating getting stronger.
Yes, and it's just such an elegance to, say, Shimizu.
Yeah.
A joy to watch.
And we'll take a look at some of the elements here right at the top of the program. Wonderful posture and presence together. Seem to be connected somehow, maybe spiritually, I don't know. But here we see the throw, triple Salchow. This is better. There's not really a throw. It's
no.
It's just an assist. There's a triple Lutz's. Nice. Step out double axel, pretty good. But then step out there, couldn't get the second double axel done. But the triple Lutz all nice and clean in the system. There's the group 5 reverse left. Blind entry. Change of position, not easy. The man has to stay absolutely still, but so does the woman on top. She cannot move around too much. It'll change his balance, and he rock on the blades. That's more dangerous. Triple toe loops, a little bit too far apart, but beauties, no question. See the quality. This forward inside death spiral. Nice, smooth entry, and this is in at a level 3. So, sorry, Mark, go ahead. You were going to say something.
I was just going to question whether or not Shimizu and Honda would be competing on both junior and senior this year. The current world silver medalists Miura and Kihara will have presumably facilitated more participation at senior world championships for another Japanese team, and I just wonder whether or not Shimizu and Honda will be able to qualify to take that kind of spot.
Well, this team is 21 and 19, so strategically it's not a bad thing if they do that to get their feet wet at that level. But boy, really improved, eh?
And they had only 72 points in the free program at World Juniors just 6 months ago.
This is 91.33, and look at the reaction. Whoa, that is big.
Just added 20 points to it.
Yeah, 136.29, and it's not only their beautiful, first of all, they're connected better this year than they were. They still have the difficult technical solo elements, that's still there. And their pair elements are getting stronger, thus a 20-point differential. So great improvement over last season. Wow.
And now, rousing support for the home nation pair team, Deborah Anna Cohen and Lukas Wojcicka. And they will use To Build a Home as part of their music choice, popular and beautiful track. Well, a much better performance for Deborah Anacon and Lukas Wyszocka. And I felt like it's a beautiful piece of music, but it shows, I think, what a difference it can make if you're performing in front of a home crowd. It's not a huge audience here, but you felt such support, warmth and empathy from those watching.
And this team and every team after them are only 4 points out of second.
Yes.
So that is just a missed element or a couple small mistakes. So anything can happen here. The Japanese team had a really strong score, and they are clearly in the lead at the moment.
And the score that they heard for Deborah and Lukas, they didn't allow that to deter them. Perhaps they allowed that to support them.
Motivate them, yeah.
And they were so disappointed after Riga. So major redemption here.
There's the triple twist. That's in at a level 2. So 2 out of the 4 features with a plus GOE. No, minus GOE, pardon me. But minus 0.15. And here's the double axles. Great pop off that takeoff edge up into another one, which was really in good synchronization into single axle. Here's the throw triple Salchow, 2-foot landing. And there's that group 5 pickup lift. And this was maybe one of their little bit of weaker elements, just a little wobbly on the turns, and they get it done safely out of the highest quality. Back outside death bar, we've seen now 2 or 3 of these. We saw all the other teams doing the forward inside. The back outside, they'd probably say, well, if we do it for the short, let's do it the long, get more experience.
So much to cover, so much to do. So perhaps that the rationale behind some of the teams using the more difficult edge element, or perhaps it's just the desire for more points as we see them with Peter Bedard. And having heard of their disappointment after a hard summer of training, they wanted to come out last week in the Riga and really showcase that and have the points to match. And I'm just so delighted to see them satisfied here and hopefully coming away with a PB.
There's the value of the back-to-back.
Yes,
now we can say that now, but you know, they didn't skate as well. It wouldn't have the value, but it does in this case. And they leave these 2 weeks of the Junior Grand Prix on a positive note as they move forward.
Can just see a possible time violation because of the time spent in that pairs combo spin at the end, just trying to get the features in, but they incur a mandatory 1 point deduction for that.
Season best, 82.85. And that's second in the free program with a 128.01. That'll put Deborah and Lukas currently in the second place behind the team from Japan, Sei and Lukas. And there you see they're a good 8 points off the lead.
Well, we've seen such success for Slovakian skaters competing in Ostrava, and it was obvious just from the opening sections of the warm-up the quality that Laura Hekova and Alex Valky potentially have.
Just 13 and 14 years of age. Amazing.
Good to see a hug between Laura and Alex, and this the kind of performance. It's interesting today. I imagine that this is the kind of performance that they might look back on YouTube in maybe 5 or 6 years' time and think, gosh, remember that time in Ostrava when we did the Junior Grand Prix and we had all these mistakes and we only had this content? Because seeing beyond that, I think the team has the potential. And I've heard from their coaches what potential they believe that they do have too.
Oh, this team is full of potential, that's for sure. You can, if you look past the mistakes and see the skills that they currently already have at such a young and tender age of 14 and 13, they have a very bright future. Lots of work to do, no question. Little luck, staying away from injuries and things like that, but wow. And there is the double twist level 4, so they maxed out the degree of difficulty and with a good GOE score on that. There's the group 5 toe lift, great extensions on the feet on hers, good flow across the ice. Just a base level on that group 5. Here's the throw double Salchow. You can see just careful, just getting themselves precise, getting this free legs straight back. Trying to do quality on more simple elements is a great way to start and building the confidence on the ice.
I find it's hard to comprehend that Alex is just 14 years of age.
I know.
So tall and making lifts that are difficult for many of a much older age look comfortable.
He looks old enough to be a policeman or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also
strong.
I think important to acknowledge the choreographer is listed as Miroslav Bokor, a name that I don't remember seeing before, and I saw different movement within this and unique movement.
I think the coaches have done such a good job of taking the talent that they currently have, which is quite a bit, and matching them up with the simple elements to get them confident and comfortable as they develop as a pair team. And they've done an awesome job, bright future. Let's see the score in the free program, 73.21. That is 7th in the free program, of course. It's more simple than some of the other programs at this stage, 118.44 for the competition, and that'll put Laura and Alex currently into 6th place. There's some good work being done in the kiss and cry there.
Yes, definitively.
Okay, next final group going on the ice, and you're winding up for your questions.
Alas, there are none. So therefore, opportunity to request some. As we see, 8 skaters take to the ice.
I have to say that I really feel that the pair skating, even with mistakes and whatnot, we've had some teams in the past that struggled, that were put together quickly, that may not have matched each other, that they didn't have enough time. The elements were simple and the quality was, really in the beginner stage. And I would have to say that we've seen most of these teams deliver some difficult elements, some well, some not so well, but triple throws and triple twists and triple jumps side by side. So the level of difficulty has improved. Quality on some of these successful elements has improved. The depth has improved. So that's pretty exciting. We'll see how many navigate themselves and make it up into senior, either with the current partnership or something that changes. Who knows?
Well, it's interesting when we've been commentating on the singles events, we've discussed the analysis and the division of time for both coaches and skaters regarding their technical pursuit versus their program component scores. And it's interesting to see in this pairs competition those that have an obvious singles skater quality before the formation of a pair team versus those that perhaps have been formed as a pair team with less single currency.
Yeah, and they happen to be, it looks like they're happen to be skating on the ice at the same time as somebody else's, that's their partner, versus it looks like a team that has a partnership. Right?
And, you could argue that the current leaders, say Shimizu and Lukas Tsuyoshi Honda, definitely benefit from having both been very competent and very successful single skaters, given that they included the triple Lutz double axel sequence. But then underneath that, you have others who have been, with the likes of the Slovakian team that we've just seen, who obviously have gotten paired up without the same degree of difficulty in their single skating pursuits, but showcase an understanding of the pairs elements that is maybe already going to pave the way for better quality in those elements.
There's going to be some rivalries along the way. Some mix up and down, and you have a good year, and the next year you have a bad year, or a good up competition, down competition. Your team that you used to beat is now beating you. That's all good stuff. That is all good for the discipline of pairs.
Oh, and it's amazing there to see Ackermann Telemak applauding the landing of another. And I have to say, in the pairs discipline, there seems to be a great respect between the teams. And it was interesting, as you know, I've been going to the gym on occasion at the hotel. Brian Shales, the Canadian pairs coach who is here, was in the gym. Andre Oterek was in the gym. Severin Kiefer, all the pairs men were in the gym, and I saw them all interacting, and they all appeared to have such great respect for each other. And then I mentioned earlier in the competition we had two German pair teams here, and Nolan Siegert, the coach for one of the teams from Germany, put onto the ice and supported on the ice Aliyah Ackermann and Tobija Arms, the other German team, for his essentially his coaching competitor Florian Just, who's not here because he's expecting a child. And that again only serves to confirm that the pairs community is a very supportive one another.
Well, they are. I think they're very respectful in the fact they want the best team to win. If the best team's not their team on that day, that's okay, because now they can chase that team. So I think they've been competitive themselves. They know what it's like. It's not about being mad at another person or not liking your competition. It's a matter of being able to focus on your job at hand and respecting the others around you. And that's what it's being taught by these coaches, which is great.
And that's a good point, is that the way in which the coaches are interacting with one another will be filtered down to the students, and then that will make the next generation of coaches, and I think that's really wonderful.
You were mentioning those coaches in the gym, and of course you were in the gym too. Are you planning on coaching pairs or coming back? Or what?
Does that make me, by virtue of being around them, does that make me more of a pairs guy?
Were you sitting down? Were you on the treadmill? What were you doing?
Well, to be fair, it was really interesting to see and hear from Andre, who was just talking about how he continues, having only retired in 2018, he continues to train with some of his teams. And it's interesting that in Bergamo, they've done such an amazing job of delivering pair skating to Italy. And there are so many elite teams in Italy now. And it was just really wonderful to hear a coach speaking so passionately about the creation and development of the discipline in their nation.
Yeah, Italy has been a model of putting a program together at the right time, where they've got skaters that are retiring that are reinvesting the rest of their life, or a good portion of their life, into developing the next generation of pair skaters, ice dancers, and single skaters. So everything seems to be coming together quite nicely for Italy. Of course, they have the host of the Olympic Games in Milan, so that helps too.
Yeah, no, I think Italy will just be so desperate to make sure that at the 2025 World Championships in Boston next year, and the senior event, that the Italian skaters really do well to secure 3 spots, hopefully, for Italian teams. And
it's going to be an exciting World Championships in Boston, that's for sure. And Montreal was a great success because of the incredible performances and the excitement of the fans and the building, the production. I'm sure Boston will do just as well.
And there you can see confirmation the team first to skate after the warm-up, likely to take the last moment of warm-up to recover.
Yeah, usually the first team in the in that group has a short warm-up, maybe a minute. Yeah, so they're going to have a 5-minute as opposed to a 6-minute warm-up just to get themselves prepared. Here we go.
Trying to allow the heart rate to drop just a little bit. And so now to Giulia Quattrocchi and Simone Desmarais, a team competing internationally for the first time. An amazing experience for them to be in this last warm-up group for them at their first international.
Well, that for this team at this stage of the development was absolutely outstanding for a whole variety of reasons. May not be the most difficult program yet in elements, but wow, they really skated together. I had a chance to speak with Mike Subchuk, the high performance director for Canada, a little earlier today, and he was watching the practice. He said, wow, he did not know how good this team was. Because it's Andre Bourgeois is usually here with the next gen team. So he was really taken by this team, and you can see the basics of this team is so strong. They're so united. They're a team very quickly, and they have good, strong skating skills, in independent jumping skills as well. However, it's still early development. Like you can see. That was a great skate for this team. It really was.
And it's, I mean, the music, it's big music, but it was emotional. Like, it made me lump in the throat stuff. It was exciting.
They didn't waver at all. And Simon was just so strong in his confidence of the lifts, and there was no doubt. And look at that pickup and the glide. Look at the flow across the ice at the end of the rink. And this is really nicely done. Julia is loving to be a pair skater. You can see it just in her. And here is the throw. Triple sock out, gets the free leg, maybe a touchdown on the landing, but
better than the short.
Yeah, there's the group 3 left. Easy pickup, great extensions on Julia's part. Change of position, keeps the flow going through those turns, and that was really nice. Those lifts are in at all level 4. Of course, that throw is just a double. That's where they're at this stage.
And this free program was choreographed by Chantal Lefebvre, and their coach, Stephanie, had explained that she's conscious that it's important to be surrounded by a team that you can trust, and building athletes takes a village. She's grateful to coach at École Excellence Roeseler, and how wonderful Stephanie's here, but she acknowledges all the villages that are supporting the team.
Isn't she a great coach and a great leader in her school, that's for sure.
She may be here, but she's making clear that appreciation for all those that help.
Exactly. 91.94. I look at all 3 of them and go, whoa, that is big. That's first in the free program with a 137.54. This team has a great start, not only to this year, but to their career. Well done.
I love that. Well, they were happy to be top 4 after the short program, and that's guaranteed.
They're even happier.
And it's a team that were so happy with their score in the short program. Paulina Paulman and Gabrielle Rinaldi. It was going really very, very well. Pairs combo spin at the end of the program for Polina Palman and Gabriele Rinaldi from Italy could throw them off the podium.
Yeah, they have a 4-point lead over the Canadian team, and will that be the price they pay for that error? They had a pretty good program with some struggles throughout, but some great elements as well.
And I was thinking how well they were packaged. The Pirates of the Caribbean was a good choice for the team. You can see Polina just struggling to contain the disappointment for that final element.
They seem to be holding that 4-point lead throughout the program until the end, and this could be ever so close. We'll find out in a few moments, of course. And here is the triple twist. That is in at a level 2, so 2 out of the 4 features. That's good with a plus GOE. Here's the throw double loop. Good ride on flow on that edge. Sorry, Mark, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that when they did the throw double loop, I wrote down the word composed because I thought whilst they know that that's not as difficult as some others, they appeared very well composed at that point, reserving the energy for what they knew would be bigger value element with the throw triple salcho later on.
And to keep the quality, get as many points as they possibly can on that double. There's the throw triple salcho, a little bit of a lean, but great, straight, strong back on the landing.
And you could argue, as we look at their Group 4 lift, that after nailing that throw triple salcho and then this Group 4 lift, that perhaps they thought they were home and dry, and that may be part of the little loss of concentration for the pair combo spin. Now, pair combo spin at level 4 from the Canadian leaders with a good grade of execution at over 5 points. Polina and Gabriele currently have a combo spin coming in at less than 1.5.
And they need, I think it's an 88.27 to take the lead. And they might fall just a bit short of that. We'll see in just a few moments.
But hopefully, whilst it'll be disappointing to realize that they're not likely to come away with a medal here, if we compare the score here from the Cup of Austria last year in the Junior Grand Prix, the significant strides forwards are obvious. They're going to be about 15 points higher than that.
Yeah, and actually, it's not out of the realm of possibilities that they're if they're fourth here, they can make the final still. It's not.
And I mean, I'm saying all that. We still got 2 people to go. I'm being, I'm assuming that the current teams in first and second will maintain that.
Yeah, who knows? It's a little bit more unpredictable in juniors.
And indeed, this throw triple salcho and triple twist, the first time their coaches explained that they've used those elements, and yet that throw triple salcho and the split triple twist at the beginning looked like they've performed them comfortably before.
Exactly. And they're just crossing their fingers that this works out.
Oh, look at the face. Oh, no. It's just like, come on.
An 82.78. That is fourth in the free program. That is not going to be enough. The 132.06. And that'll put them currently into third place with 2 teams to come. And that's such a shame. But they're on the right track. There's no question of that.
Hopefully they'll see beyond it.
Disappointment today, but again for tomorrow, we hope.
Next to skate, representing France, Romain Telemaque and Lukas Coulon.
And now to Romain Telemaque and Lukas Coulon. I think they were third in the free skate last week. They had some brilliant outings in Riga, and they come into this free skate in second place. Lukas Coulon just, I think, apologizing perhaps for that Group 3 lift that came down early, just to base on that, because otherwise it was going so brilliantly for this team. Both throws better than last week, the throw triple loop and the throw triple salto, and they appear even more confident despite the fact they haven't had training time since they competed in Riga last week.
This team is a serious contender, not just today, but throughout the Junior Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Because they've got wonderful qualities. Her extensions in the landings are just spectacular. And
the dynamic of the team, because their choreographer Louis Taron had acknowledged that Luka is such an expressive skater and he wanted to bring Romana, but she is the cool, calm, collected party.
And what a great start.
Brilliant choreography and concept. And she played the role of the kind of possessed crazy doll perfectly well there.
And there's the double twist, that's in level 2, so 2 out of the 4 features, but well done, good GOE. The throw triple loop, little touchdown with the free leg, of course, better one a little bit later in the program. There's that Group 5 reverse lift, good flow, good turns, really nice positions in the air as well. This is in at a Group 3 actually, so missing one of the features.
This skid in the
That's beauty.
choreo sequence into Hesina bar was just brilliant.
And there's that really nice throw triple salto. I think also a free foot touch, but not as bad. There's the forward inside death spiral. Head is below the knee of the gentleman, and just great force. I think that was 3 revolutions in the death spiral. That is in at a level 3. Yep, and there's that lift that comes down. That just got outside the center of his body, too far away from his shoulder, and had to bring it down. But he brought it down safely.
Yeah, and it's maybe only 3 points they've lost with that, and you can see the emotion. And you know, they must be so emotional because they'll be so exhausted. This roller coaster of events back to back is intense, and he is probably thinking, you know, is this going to be a medal for France in junior pairs? I can't recall. I'm trying to find out when the last time that a junior French pair team medaled at the Junior Grand Prix. They don't have a concept for how this compares to the others, but we do, and he's going to be okay.
Yeah,
he's going to get a medal.
87.72 is what he needs, and everything they did in that program, he's not sure, because you measure what you need based on what you felt you did, not in comparison to the other teams. So, you know, he's feeling bad because of that mistake. He says, oh, I lost because of that, but he didn't look at all the good things that he did as well, you know.
And I think it was definitely better than last week.
Oh, yeah, totally. This is a different team.
But how fascinating to see the dynamic that 14-year-old Roman is appeasing her partner so brilliantly, and good to see him put his arm around her.
Well, that's teamwork. Season's best, 90.01.
She's like, see? It's okay.
Yeah, he slaps her. Come on, wake up. We're good. 139.84. There's great camaraderie. And that puts Romain and Lukas currently into first place.
Their coach there, okay, shush now.
That's wonderful. That's special. Very, very special.
And now she's emotional.
Yeah.
All the feels, and this is sure the kiss and cry.
Now, what will we see here? I saw this program a little earlier in the day from this team, and they're sitting in first place. 13 and 16 years of age.
And already performance mode activated for Zhang and Feng. Can they repeat the success of Zhang and Huang, who won in Riga last week? Zhang Xizhang and Wei Feng from China. Just
You can see him consoling her, because I watched their practice sessions and they didn't miss a throw, and they had huge throws, and you can see that she's upset with that, and then she steps back on the second throw and throw triple loop. They had a 5-point lead, but I don't know. It's
interesting that the tech score is high as it's being reviewed, but so often I reference the amazingness of the pairs women and their tenacity, their strength, their resilience, but I've been really impressed in this event by the support of the men as well to their women in this discipline.
Well, their teams, and we've seen over the past couple of years, or a number of years for me, is sometimes they don't support each other, and it's horrible to see.
That is true.
And these teams have been very supportive of each other. When one makes a mistake, they take it on both their shoulders, not just one. There's the triple twist that's in at a level 3, so and a plus 1.22, so 6.92 for that one element. Double axles drifted quite far apart. And here's the first throw. The throw triple flip. Over-rotated, really. I think they just got excited, and look at that forward outside death spiral. So difficult. That is the most difficult, high valued of the death spirals.
And renowned in the Chinese pair skaters for being used.
And here's the throw triple loop. This was better for sure, landing right on top of the foot, but putting the free foot down, losing some GOE points, some quality points.
Interesting. The skating skills component scores for Zhang and Feng higher than that of the Japanese and the French. So the judges, in fact, the highest skating skills. I wouldn't necessarily go with that, but
yeah, that's maybe difficult to see within that program. And it was kind of like a compulsory ice dance.
Yes, it was very paso doble.
Yeah, paso doble for sure. And they certainly have some fine qualities in some of the elements. They just need an 85.71 to take the title. They did have a 5-point lead, so they had some room for error there. And death spiral was more difficult. The triple twist gathered 6.92, so triple twist with a level 3. So
3.5 points more than the French who lead on just that element.
Yeah, and they looked a little, discombobulated a little bit, but the degree of difficulty of the technical elements, I think, gives them a little bit of a buffer.
And the French had that problem with the Group 3 lift as well.
Yeah, exactly. So let's take a look at the score. They're looking for an 85.71, and that should be quite easy to beat with a 91.41. That is second in the free program. But with a 145.55, they take the title. So she was going, okay, what's with that 2? Wait, where's the 1? There it is.
Yay.
And they're happy, of course. They're thrilled. They still maintain that sort of 5-point lead.
Oh, my goodness. This kiss to cry has been
well named.
Intense,
well named. Kiss and cry. So So both titles, first 2 weeks of the Junior Grand Prix, have been won by Chinese pair teams. And we mentioned that China is on its way back in the pair discipline. You can see they're clearly on a mission and teaching these young skaters those incredible skills. Wow, that's fun.
That was an emotional event. Gosh.
Are you going to start crying now?
Yeah, I'm a sucker. When I see people cry, it just does me.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay.
Okay. There's a look at the final standings in the pairs event. In fact, up next will be the final event here in week number 2, and that will be the men's, not the final event today, pardon me. It'll be the men's free program. And don't forget, Jason Brown will be joining us on the final 2 groups for commentary. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, can't wait to chat with Jason and hopefully support all those
skaters. You have to behave because we need to give him airtime.
Okay. Oh, well, no, I'll give him all the airtime. I'll just have
lots of questions.
Lots of questions.
Okay, no problem. Okay, that concludes our coverage here in the pairs free program. Up next will be the men's free. We hope you'll join us then. We'll take a short break.